them. We saw it in the Super Bowl the year the Ravens beat the Giants, where the Giants accepted the toss and then that defense took it to Kerry Collins and the Giants. Does that mean they lost the game because they accepted the toss? No, but every momentum does matter in the game of football, does it not, partner?
Oh, momentum in every sport matters, and you work to get that momentum, and here's the kick.
Kickoff, it's a short one. St. Pat's will grab it, and it was dropped initially that time by Waka Bigashi.
Oh, there's a name.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks at their own 23. So we started the game, we'll call it 7:33. And partner, you're just going to run the ball with Govorowski until they can stop it.
I think that's what we're going to see. Well, they've only passed, what did you say, 35 times the whole year?
No, Rochelle has only passed 35 times.
Okay.
St. Pat's is the one who can pass the football. Now, those are unofficial stats, of course, from Max Preps, but jumbo set in motion that time was Armenta. They're going to hand it off to Govorowski. Huge hole, powers his way past the 30-yard line. And that wasn't a wake-up call to the defense. Bob, nothing will.
Well, it's a very good start right up the gut. It opens up a lot. Now you can run wide after that. They have to respect that middle run. It's only 3 yards for a first down.
They're going to spot it past the 31. They're going to call it 2nd and 3. It's going to be a jet sweep that time to Wozni. It'll be 3rd and 2. Wozni only got 1 yard. They're going to bring Fuller into the backfield. Fuller has been great this year. 18 carries for 173 yards. If you're not good at math, that equates to 9.6 yards per carry.
Well, they only need 3 here, right?
But why get 3 when you can get 9?
That's right.
Shotgun formation for Jermaine Young. Rolls out to the left. He's going to take it himself, and he'll get the first down.
And that's what he can do all game long. First you got to cover the receivers. The longer you cover them, the more downfield they are, leaving fewer tacklers plus some blockers for Young. It's a good way to move the chains.
Still haven't changed it now. They do 1st and 10. As they will stop the clock at 10:27. It's been a great year for the Hubs, but this is a very underrated St. Patrick's team. They had some tough losses earlier in the year. They beat down on Carmel Catholic and Glenbrook North. It's going to be a design run for Young. He's going to run it up the gut, breaks through a tackle, past the 40-yard line.
Another first down.
And as we've seen throughout the season, anything close, it's usually a first down spotted by the nearest official. So if you can ever play fantasy football at the high school level, you won't, but if you could, it always favors the offensive player with the spots.
The student body over there on the right, you can't stop us, and so far that's exactly what's happening.
Govorowski, that is a tough man to bring down. Shotgun formation, Young in the pocket, he's going to look deep. And almost caught, dropped by our pregame interview, Brosnan. I don't know about that play call, partner. The running game was working so well, I would have ran it one more time.
I would have continued to run if I was doing the play call as well. However, by going downfield, it does make the defense treat you honestly, and it might open up more runs and certainly short passes. So taking a deep shot early is never a bad idea. But now it's 2nd and 10.
Fuller will stay on. The only substitution for the Shamrocks is going to be Jack Joel Dolger.
But I would expect them to go back to the ground and see if they can't pick up another 8 or 9.
Shotgun formation again, screen pass. They get it out to Fuller. Possible horse collar, nothing was called. Could have gone either way, Bob, but I think it was just a push. He didn't grab on the jersey and pull down.
Yeah, there's levels there, right? I wouldn't have called it either.
It's got to be, especially at this level, it's got to be really flagrant until it's called. This early in a game, they're not going to call a horse collar, but it's a big gain nonetheless for Fuller. 3rd and 3. What do you think, jet sweep or a quarterback keeper?
I would run right up the middle. They got, just 3 yards to go. I would expect it up the middle. But if they do run wide, I like when they run wide the long side, left side here, but I'll expect up the middle.
3rd and 3 coming up. 1 in the backfield, 4 wide receiver set. They fake the pitch. Young outside the pocket. He's got a man. Good throw. 1st and 10 and more after the catch. And a couple of yards after catch for the Shamrocks.
I'm surprised they're passing as much as they are so far. Doing a great job with it.
Well, look, we talked about the stats. Jermaine can throw it a little bit. 56% is okay at the high school level. You can live with it.
Well, especially if it's going to be 20-yard gains like this.
Any adjustments that Rochelle needs to make, blitzing, or possibly go more into a zone look?
I think what they're seeing stuff they haven't really seen before, a little bit more passing than they expected. No, I would continue to run blitz and force them to pass.
Trips to the right. Young looks for another screen. Good block on the edge. Fuller's going to get a couple and a couple more yards after catch. I like this guy Fuller, partner. He just goes straight up. He doesn't do a lot of dancing. He just trusts in his blocker and finds some yardage.
You know, if you fall forward, you're falling forward like a whole yard or two just by falling forward. 2nd and 3 here.
You know, sometimes you see players, and I love Devin Hester, but sometimes he would get a little dancy when he would get those screen passes. Just go straight up, get those yards. It's okay.
Boy, he would sure like that comparison to Devin Hester that you just made.
Devin Hester, the greatest returner. No offense to Dante Hall, but Devin Hester, the greatest returner of all time. Quarterback keeper right up the gut.
There's that run middle I thought they would do. Last time they rolled left, this time they ran middle.
This is pretty impressive.
I like
down
the
field.
Right, I like the drive. It's slow. So far they haven't been able to stop them at all. Now if they can punch it in, get the touchdown, right? You've got a one score lead, and your defense hasn't been on the field yet.
Gives your defense a lot of confidence, especially if it becomes 7-0.
Well, I think their offense is gaining a lot of confidence here, just like you said.
1 in the backfield, trips to the left.
Another pass.
Another screen pass. It's working. That time it's not going to work. Fuller tries to do the best of a tough situation, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Well, eventually you run screen passes, it's going to be red, but I like the idea. You force the D-backs to cheat up, and then possibly those slant and out routes become open.
Well, that's the whole game of football. You just said it right there. Pound one way and counter another. So the screen passes next time you go deep. They've mixed it up really well in this drive, and that explains why Rochelle can't stop it. They've executed well. They've mixed up the plays. It's a very, very good, first 10 or 15 plays here.
If you're St. Pat's, are you thinking 7 or will you take the 3?
I don't think they want 3. This is video football, right?
Video game football. Up the gut, Govorowski, great patience. He gets past the 15-yard line. What's the best comparison for him? Do you remember like Peyton Hillis with the Browns?
Oh, gosh, no. Again, very favorable comparisons, though. I love it when you compare the high school guys here to the pros who've made it.
I could do college players, but how many people watch Cincinnati and East Carolina and Coastal Carolina? Just great patience. That was almost like a Le'Veon Bell run.
Again, a great comparison. Any high school player would be honored to get that comparison made.
3rd and 4, shotgun. Quarterback keeper, it's going nowhere fast.
All right, now here's that question becomes relevant. Do you take the 3 or punch it in? I'm absolutely going to go for it 4th down here. Try to get a 1st down, maybe a touchdown. The question then, what's the play call going to be?
Jermaine Young's also the kicker. The more you use him, the more tired he's going to get. You need the 3 that badly. I don't think you do. I think you got to go for it.
Well, I would never think that kicking a field goal is going to tire out a quarterback.
That's what you think. Our partner Liam Crotty would definitely play devil's advocate to that.
Yeah, he was the kicker at North Central College. But here they go, making them 4th down. I think they'll throw it somewhere, or Young will run for it.
4th and 8 coming up.
Our
1 in the backfield.
Big play of the game. Lots of time.
Clean pocket. Great job spinning out of it, but then finally sacked.
A huge stop for Rochelle. So all that time off the clock and no score for St. Pat. Rochelle is jumping up and down. They have the ball, 1st and 10.
Partner on a play like that, you think he should have just tried to force into a tight window into the end zone. Worst case scenario is it's 1st and 10 at the 20.
Absolutely. The sack is the worst scenario other than the fumble and return for a touchdown or pick 6.
So probably just throw it in the end zone on a play like that?
Real high. Let somebody rebound it. Yep.
So so at that time, Young tries to wait for the play to develop. It just didn't develop that time. Right up the gut, and now Rochelle trying to answer with their running game.
The same thing. They're just running up the gut to make the defense honest before they start going left and right.
I like the play call. That's just a situation where Jermaine's got to know what's the worst that could happen on a Hail Mary. Gets intercepted. It's 1st and 10 at the 20. The sack is the worst thing there because it really gives the momentum back to Rochelle.
And the yardage.
Yeah, the yardage too. 1st and 10. Right at the gut, close to the 1st down marker.
Yeah, I feel like that wasn't the greatest of yards, 4 yards, but now they're really close to the 1st down marker. 3rd down, they got 2 downs to get it. 3rd and 1, let's say. I think that play looked like it was going to get stopped a little sooner. Did a good job to get the extra yardage after the contact.
On the Rochelle 34-yard line.
3rd and 1. You would expect this as an all-out blitz by St. Pat's, especially because Rochelle struggles to throw the ball.
Run blitz at least, right? Make sure every gap is covered.
Pitch play to the right. Great defense, but I think he got enough for the 1st.
Yep.
Gensler picks up the 1st. I'm a little bit surprised by that play call, partner. They were so good with the I formations. They go with the pitch, and they almost didn't get the 1st.
Well, it's not raining, so pitches are a lot safer today. Just pitched a little short. You saw the gap on the cutback and went in. It's nicely designed play.
If you're just joining us, St. Pat's won the toss. They had the opportunity for a field goal, but remember their quarterback is also the place kicker. Little fullback dive, that's not going very far, and it'll be 2nd and long coming up for the Hubs. He got an extra push after the initial drive on the tackle.
We've seen that now a couple times from Rochelle. So you think they're tackled and they get an extra yard or 2, and they're closer to the 1st down marker than you think, and maybe that's one of their strengths this year.
2nd and 6. As we've seen on MaxPreps.com, if you can stop the run, you can stop the Hubs. Easier said than done. Close to the 1st down, I think he got it.
Yeah, he got the 1st down.
That time on the run, it was Trey Taft.
Trey Taft with the carry, picks up a Rochelle 1st down.
It was that same sweep left and then dive in for the extra yardage.
No kicker listed on the Rochelle roster.
Would we say video game football?
Hey, kickers are people too. 1st and 10. Ball past the 45.
And that's what St. Pat's has to do. Has to stop the run there, make it 2nd and long. Patience.
When do you think we're going to see some play actions out of this Rochelle passing attack?
Yeah, you're going to see it. The question is when. Yeah, when. I'm not saying now. But you know what I've also noticed or observed? There's been no flags in this game. It's mark of good teams. You know, you like to stop a running team with a procedure penalty or illegal motion or something. Make it tough to get that 1st down.
2nd and 10. Both defenses hitting legally. Pitch play out to the left. Taft's going nowhere fast. Fuller on the tackle. Kind of reminds me of St. Ignatius. It's 3rd and long. What can this offense for Rochelle do? Now, St. Ignatius, they're the triple option, so they don't need to pass because they're so good at the triple option. Rochelle runs a standard running attack with I formation.
What'd they call it, wing T?
Wing T, yeah. Trying to think of some NFL teams that ran the wing T. Obviously, the regular T formation was the Bears, the famous theme song, the T formation.
That's a T formation, not a wing T, right?
Right. 3rd and 8, here we go.
Sweep right would be my call.
Pitch out to the right, losing yardage. St. Pat's read the play. Nowhere for Garrett Gensler to go. The young man who had over 175 rushing yards last week, he's getting negative yardage on that play.
Here, I just think you got to punt it. 4th and what, 13?
You got to punt, but
that's what I think.
When we've seen these running games of St. Ignatius and now Rochelle, it's Madden football, baby. You go for it every down. Oh, man, this might be the play of the game. We're only in the first quarter.
This is against all of my football knowledge, history. There they go. Somebody called timeout?
Timeout on the field. We'll wait for the PA announcer to announce who it's from. Timeout called by Rochelle. There's only 12 seconds left in the quarter, so we'll just stick with the action. But I don't know about that, partner. Do you really need to call a timeout on a punt play?
Well, they're from the Nagy School of Coaching, clearly.
You know, we could be watching like pickleball, and you would still be against Nagy's coaching. It'd be nothing to do with football, and you would still bring up Matt Nagy.
So Matt Nagy would be coaching the pickleball team? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, we'd be watching like something that has nothing to do with the National Football League, and you would bring up, you know, this head coach is much better than Matt Nagy.
Yeah, who's the other one? LeBron we bring up, and isn't there another player I like to bring up every once in a while?
Tony La Russa, but he's a coach, manager.
You bring him up.
Seems like every White Sox fan doesn't like Tony La Russa except for you.
Oh, I think every fan likes Tony La Russa.
Yeah, the opposing team, because he helps them win games.
Oh, no. Good thing we're doing a football game tonight.
I just don't understand it. But if you get the first down, you're the genius coach, and I'm just the broadcaster.
Well, here they're punting. They used up a timeout.
Here we go, a little pooch punt.
That's not a pooch.
Wow. A secret
What
boot
a
by the
great
no-name
punt.
punter. Takes a friendly St. Pat's bounce. That's going to be a block in the back against the Shamrocks. Partner, it was close, but I think he got him on the back, not on the side.
Oh, man, that was a tough call. I thought it was on the side, but the ref has the flag, and he threw it. So that's about a 30-yard penalty because they ended up at about the 45-yard line. It's going to go back where the penalty flag is at the 22, minus yards from there. So, what, 12-yard line?
And what I've been told from fellow IHSA officials, if it's an unnecessary block and it's that close, they usually give the player that got hit the benefit of the doubt. It was such an unnecessary hit because Fuller was going past the defender anyways.
Oh, boy, unnecessary hit. That sure is a matter of opinion, though, because you're also chasing the guy, and if the guy cuts back, you get tackled from behind.
True.
I think it's a necessary block, and I thought it was from the side. So, I mean, what can you say, I guess?
We'll take a quick 30-second break. Second quarter coming up next. No score here at Triton College.
We'd like to welcome everybody for our open house, Sunday, November 7th. That's tomorrow. It's our final open house of the fall. Join us anytime between 1 and 3 for an opportunity to take a small group tour and talk with parents and students, teachers and coaches. No registration is required.
Okay, it's coming back here.
Second quarter coming up next.
Yeah, the ball at the 12-yard line. After that 30-some-odd yard penalty on that. I hate to harp on it too much, but on that questionable block in the back penalty flag.
I think it was the right call. I think you got enough of the back. You got to call it. But the problem is you called it that time. Everything close like that's got to be a block in the back going forward.
Well, what I like about, and I like our broadcasts, right, you can see these on YouTube, right? You can play it back. You can even play it back live, and then, you know, in the next commercial or whatever, go catch up live again. Play it back, slow motion, make your own opinion.
First and 10. Ball's going to be placed at the 12-yard line. Going to be a false start against the Shamrocks.
And that's a good way to stop a running team.
Flag on the play. Legal procedure versus Rochelle.
Wow, it's on Rochelle. Usually
First and 5
it's on the offense for a legal procedure. Encroachment would be on the defense.
Didn't expect that.
Sure looked like we had movement up front from the Shamrocks. But a break, 1st and 5.
So I take that comment back. That's not how you stop a running team.
Goborowski right up the gut, and his run up the middle gets maybe a yard.
Yeah, but you don't have to get as much when it's 1st and 5,
Alex
right?
Goborowski on the carry. Picks up a yard.
If you're just joining us, Rochelle had a couple of first downs. They were stopped short at midfield. St. Pat's on their opening drive, they got to the red zone, but they were stopped on 4th and 8. And now deep in their own territory, 2nd and 5, as Goborowski's run did not go anywhere.
Young can make up for a lot of that.
Out to the right. 1st and 10. And the pregame show, he's got good hands. Oh, they'll stop the clock at 11:09. Now they'll start the clock again. Every first down, you stop the clock for a couple seconds, and then you restart it. 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks. Nothing game. Winner. Quite possibly play a #1 seed in the tournament. Sometimes it works out. Boise State went undefeated a couple times, TCU, before they joined the Big 12. But we brought up Hawaii, that Sugar Bowl disaster to Georgia.
Well, sometimes you don't have a choice. I mean, the Rochelle, they're farther west, and maybe the teams aren't the strongest there in the city, and therefore St. Pat's has a tougher schedule just because of the location they are in. With a really tough quarterback.
Trips to the right. Jermaine Young, quarterback, right up the middle. Got close to the first down. We'll see where they spot it.
Right on cue, right up the middle, Jermaine Young.
Lager was there, as was Braden Alfano.
Brings up a 3rd and 1.
This has got to be either a fullback dive to Goborowski or quarterback sneak.
Yeah, that would be the smart, safe call. I would absolutely go with that.
Or you can go with the Sean Payton play-action touchdown pass.
And if you had refrigerator Perry on the team, what would you do?
Refrigerator, every play. Quarterback sneak, he got him.
Jermaine Young on the quarterback sneak.
It would have to be the most unfriendly spot for them not to give it to him. He got it.
Brings up a Shamrock 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
It's just such a tough play to stop on. The only
Kyle Murray and Joe Thornton.
way to stop in that were the safeties.
Adrian Delapena on those
Reed and Troy
blocks.
Palomalo. They would cheat out the tackle.
Well, not on the highest stock, this quarterback. You have his height and weight there, but he's a big, tall, strong, heavy guy.
6'3", 235 pounds.
Right, stop that.
High formation to Goborowski.
Will be snapping to Jack Dolger. Mikey Schwab will be kicking our conversion.
Good snap, good hold.
The kick is good.
Tonight kicking is Luke Sealhammer. So
Jermaine Young on the kick.
I think it's something to show in the viewfinder, so appreciate Eric's work here.
8:36 remaining in the second quarter. St. Pat scores first. Second time they've been in the red zone tonight.
Nice deep pickup.
Picked up at the 10-yard line. Big time hit by the Shamrocks.
Excited to show their role in this game. 7-0 lead and a good tackle on the kickoff.
Brought down by number 24.
They're going to credit the tackle to Vince Medina. That was a gang tackle, though. Double team, and he was slammed to the turf.
Yeah, just how they teach you.
First and 10. They're going to place the ball at the 19-yard line. False start against Rochelle.
Legal procedure by Rochelle. Brings up a 2nd and 15.
Second and 15 with 8:30 remaining. First and 15 because it was false start.
Sorry about that. 1st and 15.
I knew it, but the PA guy
Isn't that
confused
funny?
me.
Isn't that funny how you know darn well it's 1st and 15, but just because we heard the PA guy say 2nd and 15, this just comes out of your mouth. It just is amazing how that works. Power of suggestion. I wonder if you could be easily hypnotized.
Run up the middle, close to the 25-yard line.
What a great response to that penalty, though.
Quarterback draw. Josh Lloyd on the play.
We'll carry it out to Lloyd. He's brought down short of the 25-yard line. This is a Rochelle team. They beat Plano early in the year, 28-20, only 2 losses on the season. St. Pat's at one point were 4-2, lost 2 in a row. And they had to beat St. Viator to get here. Fumble!
A fumble on the play, covered by Lloyd.
And Lloyd had to cover it up after fumbling the snap.
Brings up a 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 coming up for the Hubs.
Yeah, and this gets me a little concerned, but now if you're St. Pat, if you can stuff the run and keep them at 4th and 7, so far Rochelle has not shown much propensity to want to punt. Well, I guess they finally did punt earlier, so if you can just stop them here, you got Rochelle punting, you get the ball at midfield and with the lead. So St. Pat absolutely in the driver's seat here.
I know they don't like to pass, partner, but they're going to have to here. You got to find a way to get a first down.
Well, I think a lot of running offenses believe they can pick up 7 or 8 per run, but they are in a passing formation here.
Shotgun formation. Looking to the sideline. Terrible pass. You don't want to be too brutal to the quarterback's partner, but Vernon was wide open. You just got to get it on target.
Looked like he threw a little bit ahead of when he needed to. Just waited another split second and let the receiver turn just a tad. A little more patience, but 4th down, probably got to punt this.
Isaiah Smith with the coverage on the play.
That explains also why Rochelle doesn't pass it a whole lot. Here, looks like that same formation as before, where they're not punting, but now they back up.
You would have a lot of guts to go for it on 4th and 7 deep in your own territory.
I do like how they kind of give themselves that option in that formation.
Fuller on the return, goes straight up with it. Past the 40, little clothesline tackle to force Fuller down. And the Shamrock offense coming onto the field. I'm not saying it would be a killer to Rochelle if St. Pat scored another touchdown, but it would definitely hurt.
Well, yeah, just 34 yards away, and St. Pat has a very potent offense. The little kid ball boy runs out onto the field. That's adorable.
1st and 10 at the 38. St. Pat's looking to go to 7-4 and be 3 wins away from that magical state championship. First things first, I got to win tonight. They're going to run velocity, waiting for his blocks to happen, and he rolled through that crease like a professional.
Yeah, very patient runner. Rewarded with an 8-yard gain. I think most coaches and teams are taking it, one game at a time, one quarter at a time, one series at a time, one play at a time.
Or you could just say, everybody get out of the way, just give the ball to Govorowski and just block.
Or you do a Super Bowl shuffle song halfway through the season.
He is something special. He's got his feet. Govorowski goes to power. Just put him in the Hall of Fame. One of the best high school players I've ever seen. My goodness, what a run that was by 44.
What a run that was. He couldn't have put it better.
I think the offensive game plan for Coach Carrera is just give it to 44 until it becomes 35-0. They just can't stop him right now. Good snap, good hold, good kick.
Yeah, and they're long runs too. They're not just 5 yards and move the chain. It's 30-yard gains.
This is Derrick Henry territory we're entering tonight.
Another favorable comparison, although careful, Derrick Henry, isn't he out for the season?
Just 6 to 10 weeks. He could be back for the playoffs. We'll take a quick 30-second break. You're watching the Shamrocks against the Hubs here on SBS.
Who's letting you know?
Back to the action here at Triton College. And it's going to bounce at the 20 and finally go out of bounds. That was a live ball, by the way, partner. That was really close to St. Pat's recovering that before it went out of bounds.
Yeah, Rochelle was on top of that, though. I think if it was going to get recovered by St. Pat, he would have knocked it out of bounds or landed on it or done something. But it was actually a relatively smart play to let it go out of bounds. They get the ball up at the 35. So that was a very smart 14-yard gain anyway out of that, letting it roll around.
5:58 to go in the first half. Possession arrow to Rochelle, trying to avoid an 8-3 finish to the season. First and 10, they're going to place the ball at the 35-yard line. Jumbo set. Going to run it up the middle, and a big-time play for Rochelle. That time it was to 22 Trey Taft. 5'9", 150-pound tailback. By the way, the text line's open tonight. Your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory, 330-957-7653. 330-957-7653. All FCC regulations do apply.
Does that mean next time I text you, I have to watch my language?
Yeah, I mean, you can text me whatever you want, but I won't read it on the air.
Oh, got a flag.
Ball started against the Hubs. You always wonder about that, you know, on 670 The Score and ESPN 1000, when they have the text line, some of the texts that they get that they can't read on the air.
Right. I love that, the fans. You can't do that.
I mean, you can do that. St. Pat's would love if you kept doing that. 2nd and 7 after the false start. Clock continues to run. 5:03 remaining in the first half. I just don't know, partner. Until they prove they can pass it, I think there's enough on this defensive front for St. Pat's to hold the Hubs in check.
That's what it's looking like. I mean, you don't want to start saying they're going to get shut out here, but they're what, middle of the second quarter and haven't scored yet?
They haven't gotten past midfield yet.
Yeah, and down 2 scores. So maybe those state rankings are so far proving out to be accurate. But let's not give up on them.
3rd and 5, most likely 4-down territory unless you get sacked. Run up the middle. Close enough to go for it on 4th down.
Which is a tough call to make. It's still early enough in the game. You don't want to give St. Pat a short field here. This is another big play. And you can tell by the fans stomping on the stands.
They're going to call it 4th and 2. Pistol formation. They pitch it out to the left, and they got the 1st down.
That was a big play. 1st down.
Even so, though, partner, they have to earn every little bit of yardage against this defense of St. Pat's.
Well, yeah, and then they don't have a real strong passing attack, so it's not like a play action, throw it downfield for 40 yards is an option.
If you're St. Pat's, knowing Rochelle has had trouble with passing the football tonight, do you consider blitzing the safety, man-to-man coverage on the edge?
I wouldn't. I would just continue to keep a lot of guys in the box up front, just try to stop them, just honestly with runs or flags. Oh, no.
I don't know what's going on, partner. It's not that loud, I don't think, to hear in the snap count. What do you think it is? You think Rochelle is a little bit dumbfounded why they're getting beat on every snap right now?
I think that's probably it. And a little bit of anxiousness on the line, trying to get it back all on one play kind of stuff, and just being a little too anxious. And nerves. You know, you're the Sweet 16 here. And you're playing a good team on top of that.
Biggest guy, if you're wondering who to go to down the stretch, would be their tight end, Ethan Wells. 6'4" tight end. Good open field tackle as the Hubs get past the original line of scrimmage. The trouble too, partner, is if you can't pass the football, it takes you so long to score. How many more possessions are you going to have this game?
That's well said. You only got, what, less than 3 minutes to go in this game. I'm sorry, in the half, right?
It almost feels like the game if you can't get any points here.
Well, yeah, I just misspoke, but I mean, there's, you know, you got to go 50 yards still in the next 2 minutes. How do you do that? This might be how. Oh, he didn't break it.
Yeah, the open field tackling for St. Patrick has been excellent tonight, but give credit where credit's due to this offensive line for Rochelle. They're sticking with the game plan. They're finding some holes in the defense. 3rd and 2.
That's clearly their game plan, to run. So their plan here in the next 2 minutes is to gain 45 yards, make it a 1-score game.
Run up the left guard. They got the 1st down. Are you thinking 7, or will you accept 3 just to have some points going into halftime?
The only way they kick 3 is if it's like 3 seconds to go and they're still 35 yards away or something. Otherwise, I think it's video game football, 7 all the way. You got to close this game down to 1-score if you can.
I love when you say video football. We've got the video. So SBS is video football, but Madden is video game football. Play action pass, no chance for the quarterback. Man, what do you do in a situation like that, partner? Do you take the sack or do you throw it up for grabs like that?
If you're St. Pat, you intercept the ball. It's right in your hands. If you're Rochelle, you got to throw that away. It just didn't look to me like he's got the arm strength to throw that over the receiver head and out of bounds. Probably had to throw it short and out of bounds, but don't give up a wounded duck like that for the defense to intercept.
Just reminds me of that crazy Carson Wentz play last week. Just such a crazy play. Tied at 24, do you take the safety or do you throw it up for grabs for a pick 6? 2nd and 10 in the pocket. Great throw.
And a 1st down. That's nice to see.
But if I'm St. Pat's, I'm fine with that. Look, You got to stop the run because that's what they're great at. If they're going to get a couple of first downs, then you make adjustments. But I like, giving them a little cushion and see if you can complete it in a tight window.
And maybe, just maybe, Rochelle's passing offense comes alive here.
Another flag.
Another flag.
It's either going to be a legal motion or offside against St. Pat's. A legal motion would be against the Hubs.
We have a flag on the play.
We've seen everything tonight, partner, including an illegal procedure on the defense. You don't see that very often.
No, you sure don't.
What do you think here, passing play or a run?
Well, they've been passing last several downs, so they'll probably go again. Nope, right up the middle of the draw. Got that one wrong.
Quarterback keeper as they run it with Lloyd. I love going to these different venues. St. Ignatius calls it keeper, and at St. Patrick they call it quarterback draw. And of course, my generation was all about calling it the quarterback sneak. 2nd and 8, clean pocket for Lloyd. Looking to the sideline, terrible pass.
Yeah, this might get a flag on this.
We talked about how many flags there were not thrown in the first quarter. That got thrown out the window in the second quarter.
Now when the team started passing, right?
Got to be offsetting penalties.
You see 2 flags?
Yeah.
I was thinking there was just one on the secondary against St. Pat. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, there are 2 flags out there. Get a good close-up of the referees having the discussion, thanks to Eric.
Eric does a great job. Excellent camera that he uses. This is a fast game, partner.
Running offenses, right? The only clock stoppages are out of bounds and a couple of seconds on the first down.
Well, if you're Jermaine Young, why pass when Goborowski has over 100 rushing yards right now?
Yeah, they got to find a way to stop him or it'll be a short, long day.
For the Hubs.
For Rochelle, right.
I like these 2 mascots. You got the Hubs and the Shamrocks. Very unique. Come on, guys. What's the call?
There's your pass interference, personal foul, offsetting.
We have a personal foul against Rochelle, and we had pass interference versus the Shamrocks.
All right, so you got 2nd and 8. You got 47 seconds. You got 2 timeouts left. If you want to kick the field goal, I think you need at least 15 more yards.
Yeah, I don't know how good their field goal kicker is. That's not in my thoughts, and I doubt it's in theirs. I mean, they're going to go for all 7 if they can here.
If you're St. Pat's, do you think about calling some timeouts to get the ball back because you know Rochelle's going to go for it on 4th down?
I would not. I would not. I would just let the clock run out, take your 2 touchdown lead into halftime, and I think you'll be pretty happy with that.
It's been all Alex Goborowski tonight. He's got
2
both
long
of the scores.
touchdowns runs, yeah.
2nd and 8, offsetting penalties, clean pocket for Lloyd. Pump fake, steps into the throw, but it's a wobbly one.
Again, way underthrown.
That turned out to be a break, though, for St. Pat. If he intercepts it, he's down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, right. Well, St. Patrick's would like the ball. I mean, they wanted to intercept that. But it got deflected right up into the air. It was anybody's ball.
If you're Rochelle, do you consider a quarterback change at halftime?
Not if they haven't changed their quarterbacks the whole entire year. I mean, if you've got a second stringer that played half the games, maybe. But, I mean, no, I don't think they'll change quarterbacks. They're in the state playoffs, top 16 teams.
Lloyd definitely looks shaky tonight.
It's another incompletion.
3rd and 10, partner. If you go for it and you don't get any yards on this 3rd down play, St. Pat's has time.
Not a lot. I would still not be afraid of it. I would continue to throw the ball and see if you can't get a score out of this. If St. Pat gets the ball with 1 or 2 seconds left or something at their own 30.
Well, another incomplete pass, and there's only 30 seconds left.
Well, you got third down here. You get 2 incompletions, right?
Well, if you decide to go for it on 4th.
This is another way to run the clock.
Quarterback sneak right up the middle. Lloyd gets a huge hit, but that's a first down, so you can either call a timeout or spike it. And they're going to spike.
Just call timeout.
See, what I don't like about that is it costs you an extra couple seconds, and now you only have 1 timeout left. If you had spiked it, it would have been 30 seconds left, and you would have had 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, it's a choice that the coach made, correct. I mean, you couldn't have laid it out better than that.
A Matt Nagy mistake.
I don't think it's a mistake. I would have called timeout too, not waste the spike. Because if it's me, I'm first down at the 15. I think I'd like to have 4 shots into the end zone rather than 3. You've got 26 seconds. You've got time for it. So I'd rather have the down than, in this case, the timeout. You still got another timeout anyway. If it's complete on the field somewhere, you can still use it. But I'd like the down.
If you're St. Pat's, do you use all 3 timeouts to make sure every play you know exactly what you're doing on defense?
We saw that just the other day on Pro Football. If you got the ball like inside your 10 and you think you might even be a little bit confused, you bet. Call timeout. Make sure you're not confused. Make sure everybody's covered. You got the right defense in, the right personnel. Yes, call defensive timeouts. That is smart.
Because it looks like you're not going to get the ball back unless you gave up a touchdown, and you don't want to give up a touchdown here.
Yeah, right. You don't want to go to the locker room with timeouts if you're going to let them score because of an overlooked, defensive call or missed, substitution.
1st and 10. We're going to split the backs. The wing T at its finest on that formation.
Didn't go anywhere, though. We're going to need another timeout here or spike it.
Yeah, you got to call a timeout. It just takes you too long to spike on a running play like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have run that. And they had been moving the football in the air, which was good for Rochelle.
Clock starts again. They got to hustle. 2nd and 9. Now 2nd and 3. They run it up the fullback. He's going to get the first. It'll stop the clock for a second, but you got to spike. And the Hubs will call their last timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout. It's the Hubs against the Shamrocks here on SBS. It's getting exciting now.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can stop Govorowski in the second half.
6. So it's 1st and goal. 3rd and 1.
We know if your hands get cold.
Oh, they're cold. I got this little heater thing, though. So 3rd and 1 at the 6.
I'd say quarterback. I'd say quarterback sneak.
No, I didn't mean that.
.12 seconds remaining here in the first half. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Ilsoe. 3rd and 2. Ball at the 6-yard line. What do you call here, partner?
I'm play action passing. Keep the ball in the air. Make St. Pat think they're running.
We got time for 2, maybe 3 plays. Off to God, they didn't get it.
That didn't work. Oh, they got the first down. You're going to have to line up quick.
That was a really friendly spot. So they have time to spike. They got to hustle. And there, they're going to reset. The clock's got to stop for 2 seconds, so there should be 9 seconds. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, then restart. And that's a good job by the officiating crew to see that right away. No matter what, they would have reset the clock anyways if time had run out. But it's good that they saw that before it got to 0-0.
Almost looks as though St. Pat called timeout.
No matter what, there's a stoppage on the play. Either you reset the clock for 2 seconds and then restart it for the first down, or it's timeout. Okay, so they were right the first time, so they did get the right time after the first down happened, and then the Shamrocks called a timeout. We'll stick with the action.
Yeah, I'm surprised they first off, St. Pat called timeout. There's only 7 seconds to go. I don't know that a play would have happened in those 7 seconds.
No, they would have spiked for sure.
Then they'd have 1 play left with about 1 or 2 seconds left, and if you still felt like you needed to take a timeout, take a timeout. Well, too much second guessing of the strategy here. What do we got here? We got 1st and 5. We got 2nd, 7, just 7 seconds to go. So maybe you got 2 pass plays. Maybe they think a draw play can run it in. I don't know. If you're a Las Vegas betting man, I don't see a touchdown here. We'll see what they say or what they do.
I think you got to go play action, probably a play action boot. I might be the play of the game. First and goal with only 7 seconds remaining in the first half. Jumbo set. Play action. He's got a man. Touchdown, Hubs.
Touchdown.
Ethan Wells.
Great throw and catch with 2 seconds to go.
88, Ethan Wells.
Now the analytics come into play. I know it sounds kind of crazy to go for 2, but stick with me. You go for 2, then your next score, you go for 1, and you get the win. Theoretically speaking, if you can stop Govorowski.
I've always been a proponent of that, especially if you've got a more than 50% chance of running it in. You go for 2, however many times you need to. You end up with a few extra points by the end of the year.
Now this is the right decision, but I wouldn't be shocked if they had gone for 2.
They almost had to. Kick is good.
The kick is good.
I thought that was good defense, though, by St. Pat's. Look, it's very hard to shut these teams out. You forced Rochelle to go down the field, and now you've seen a couple of looks from their passing attack. Now, they should have had that interception by Wozni at the 1-yard line, but I think you've seen enough that you feel confident in your cornerback play, where when they decide to pass it late in the game, you feel confident that your cornerbacks are going to make some plays.
Well, that receiver was covered in the end zone, too. So it was a good throw, good catch. And they had to execute when they executed them. If that catch wasn't made, well, I guess with 2 seconds left, they would have had another shot at it. But whatever, they closed the gap now from 2 scores to 1 score. Absolutely are in the game with 2 seconds left.
Recover the onside kick and then do a Hail Mary.
With 2 seconds.
Hey, it doesn't start till somebody touches the ball. But yeah, that'd be hard to get an onside kickoff in 2 seconds. Look at this, 77 is going to kick it. That's Marco Castro, the 225-pound lineman. Little squib kick, that's live, it was touched. And St. Pat's will take it, and they'll be tackled at the 45-yard line. St. Pat's on top, 14-7, but Rochelle gets on the board late in the first half. We'll take a break and give you some halftime analysis. You're watching the Shamrocks against the Hobbs here on SBS.
Tonight we're honoring all athletes and coaches from our fall sports teams. We will first be entertained by our cheer and dance.
Well, okay. I'm going to say Rochelle will stay on the ground. I think St. Pat's is passing it more than they thought they would. I mean, so far what I see. But it is a very, very good game. It's only 1 score. Well, we expected it to be close, and it is.
Next Thursday, November 11th. Come be a part of all the excitement at St. Pat's and join our Shamrock family. Shamrock Nation, please welcome our Shamrock dance team.
So what's the problem with the audio, you think? It's what? Okay. Where'd my mouse go? Then we have to shut up. Okay.
Great job. Shamrock Dance Team. So the girls will be walking around selling tickets for Split the Pot. We also
All right, I
had
kicked the
a
commercial off.
wallet that was turned in.
See, he's always looking at something to film, always. You're good. We're just talking about you. You're always looking at something to film. We've had people who like go take a break at halftime. It's no, always look at something. You never know when we're going to put you back on. Anyway, thanks. You're doing great, as you know. Yeah, yeah. That's what was his name did that. We hit mute. We're in a commercial. But that's what I mean. You've always got something on your camera, so I can always feel confident and go back to whatever you're filming. Right, exactly. And others don't get that. They don't care. Unless, of course, it's us. Oh, there, we got the light.
Yeah, we're going to break right now, so give us 30 seconds.
Well, not even that, probably.
Yeah, so like 7 seconds. Let it go black. Hi, everybody. We appreciate you watching the broadcast. We are pre-recording this in both 720 and 1080p. We've also got Audacity running for the audio, but pretty fun game. As I'm wearing the Bears hat, you're wearing the Blackhawks hat.
Right, I had the Sox hat on the other day because I wanted to agitate you a little bit about Tony La Russa, but yeah, I've got just a normal Chicago hat on now.
14-7 the score, as we've got 12 minutes because it's 8 minutes, and then they have 4 minutes of warm-ups going into the third quarter. 14-7. What did you see on that drive in the end of the first half for Rochelle to get on the board?
Rochelle did a great job adjusting. They're a running team. They don't like to pass, right? They got the ball to about midfield with about 2 minutes to go, and you just don't see how they can run the ball in all the way from the 50 in just 2 minutes. So they changed themselves, morphed themselves into a very successful passing team for that last half of the field gain, and then pulled within one touchdown. So one wonders, maybe Rochelle has to pass more in the second half to get the ball downfield. They may have to make that adjustment, which also gives St. Pat something to think about now at halftime. They have to wonder, is Rochelle going to stay running like they normally do? It's in their DNA, or will they go to the pass to get the ball downfield? So St. Pat can't just stop just the rush or hang back just for the pass. Nice job from Rochelle.
They saw we saw a couple of good things in the passing attack, especially finding Ethan Wells in the end zone. He's 6'4". Do you try to feed the big man more in the passing attack here in the second half for Rochelle?
Well, what I liked about it, he didn't look open, and that was perfectly laid in there. Perfect pass, great catch. It looked like there were two receivers in the same spot on the field, and that shouldn't happen, right? Which then meant there were more defenders in the area. But still, it was a great pass, great catch, and they scored that touchdown. 7 seconds. They had maybe 2 plays, but if it's a long developing play, maybe you roll out. You only get 1 chance at that pass. Anyways, nice pass, perfectly played. Yeah, I think if I'm Rochelle, I don't think I'd be afraid of passing some more.
The problem with Rochelle is, how do they stop Alex Govorowski?
Yeah, now, that's another story, right? I guess Rochelle has to say this, though. Even though he's been tough and he's got those 2 long runs, maybe they have to spy him with a linebacker or something, right? But that's all the offense you've seen from St. Pat's, really, right? So if you can shut him down, then maybe St. Pat's doesn't score any more than 14 points. With your newfound, running or passing offense, maybe you can come back in this game. This is not a far-fetched win here.
We teased it in the first half. Let's say that Rochelle makes it 14-13 late in the second half. Do you consider going for 2, or are you playing for overtime?
A great question. Okay, if I'm Rochelle, if it's a touchdown, if these are all the points they're going to get, let's say it's 14-14. If you score in the third quarter, I think you just kick it, tie the score. I think if you score late in the game in the fourth quarter, I think you gamble and you take that 2-point running play and see if you can't shove it in for a touchdown and take a 15-14 win out of this. So when would that break point be? Somewhere late in the fourth quarter, maybe even not as late. So let's say midway through the fourth quarter. If you score late and you're down 14-13, you have a chance to get a 2-point conversion, I would do that. That would be me. I'm a little bit of a gambler, but I think if I can get that touchdown at more than 50% of the time, right now St. Pat being a little bit of a favorite, you don't want to go to overtime or give St. Pat one more chance with that ball to lose. So yeah, I would go for 2 if it were me.
In 30 seconds or less, do you think that St. Pat's might go for 2 to really force Rochelle to go for 2 if they ended up scoring?
I don't see that. St. Pat will just continue to have scores, 7, 14, 21, 28. Remember, it's got to be 28, 2 more touchdowns to make our prediction accurate, right?
Absolutely. You said 28-27. I said 28-21. So thanks so much, Aaron, for putting us on camera. We're going to take a break. You're watching the Rochelle Hubs against the St. Patrick Shamrocks here on SBS.
Off now. Excellent. Thank you. You got a all aces photographer, a videographer here.
He's no Nick Canonacco, but he's pretty good. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised. That's what's so great about OBS. You just hit start stream, start record. Did you switch it over to FLV from MP4? Yeah, don't do that. Switch it over to FLV. But it's a cheaper file, so it encodes easier. Yeah. I don't know. We record in FLV because it's lesser of a file, and it's easier for upload, obviously, and then it encodes easy. We never have any problems with it. To edit it, you got to put it in Shotgun or Premiere Pro and re-export. I get it, but if you're desperate, it works well for OBS. Yeah. Yeah. We shouldn't have any encoding issues, but let me know if it's happening and I'll turn off Audacity.
So far, nothing.
All right.
It's real nice.
Yeah.
I really like that camera. He's got the light on it. That is just beautiful.
Well, that's what I eventually want to get. It's just we're getting the polos.
It's little by little, but that was nice.
I think our it is a lot better than our top light, but
too bad I didn't have a third. What do you call it? The third thing with our names on it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
As much as I like this, it does look kind of cheap.
Well, I think there's other choices to use, yeah. The third row there, when you aimed the camera at us, it would have been nice if we put a little graphic there on who we were, right? And then even, there you go. And then this looks like it's a little, I don't know, maybe we're getting tired of it. Yeah, we need a different third row.
But it works, it's just, it's cheap looking.
It works.
Yeah.
Well, and this is, this is a demo version, and we could buy it. Not too much money, but it's enough, right? And you can change the colors, you can change a few things, and pick different stuff. And
okay,
we're on break though for 35 more
and then
seconds.
We'll bring it back. Looks like your hotspot's working well.
Yay. Hey, we can use it tomorrow if you want. I don't care.
Ha! Okay, we can do that. Oh yeah, because they got to warm up for 4 minutes. I forgot about that.
It's going to be 3 minutes then, yeah. They put like 3 or 4 back on the clock.
I don't understand. Why don't they just put an extra 4 minutes on the clock?
I know. I agree.
I guess that would make too much sense.
That's pretty good, except we're at a commercial. But we'll be back in a moment. It's like 30 seconds left on it. Looks real good from here. Yeah, I like it when you zoom in on them. All right, here, coming to your view here. All right, you're on. Ready? You don't have to say anything, but.
There are the St. Patrick Shamrocks, partner. They're the 13th seed, but they're a very sneaky 13th seed. They are 24 minutes away from going to the round of 8, but they're only up by 7. We saw some good things from that Rochelle offense to end the first half. Which
is a little bit scarier for St. Pat, because then Rochelle can run or pass now at you, which you only thought they could run at you, and they're only down by 1 score, so you have to make sure your offense is still top-notch. A little bit one-dimensional today, runs up the middle. Young, I feel like, hasn't kicked in yet. Of course, he brings a lot of offense. And diversified offense. You've got runs up the gut, you've got Young ride, and then Young on passing runs, goes back for a pass and runs for it anyway, quarterback draws. So I think it's going to take more than 14 points to win this game. So let's halftime at 14-7. Looks like a 28-14 final.
I love your simple math skills, Bob. But I'm going to stick with my prediction, 28-21. But I think that St. Pat's are going to score more touchdowns, partner. Alex Govorowski is a force to be reckoned with in the backfield.
He absolutely is, and I totally agree. They're going to score more. They're not going to be stuck here at 14. And that's going to be the trick and the job for Rochelle, to keep St. Pat from scoring again. But I just like, and I'm excited for Rochelle because they can run and they've shown that they can pass. They scored that last touchdown from midfield with less than 2 minutes to go. So they can get downfield quickly if they need to.
You heard the public address announcer talk about Govorowski, ranked the best player in the Chicago Catholic League. Is this the best player in all of 5A for the playoffs?
I'm at a disadvantage on that because I haven't seen all the teams. So the easy answer would be there's got to be somebody else good. But boy, this guy has to be in the conversation for that.
Alex Govorowski, number 44, plays both running back and linebacker. He's not that big. He's 6'3", 220. But it seems like he's got that Frank Gore type of build and run where he gets that low center of gravity, and it's tough to bring him down.
And he's a good football player, so he's patient, follows his blocks. He's got good blocking up front. Leans forward, kind of like a Larry Zonka. And there's a pro connection there. Kind of like Larry Zonka when he does get tackled, he falls forward for the extra 2 yards. It's a good runner.
We're going to take a 30-second break. Shamrocks and Hubs coming up next here on SBS. No. There you go.
You said no when you were on.
Yeah.
Rochelle will be receiving the second half kickoff.
It's a little dark
This is
for
the
that.
timer. Let's see. Reset.
It's kind of a cool shot. I think he's going to turn the light on for the fans.
All right, I'm going to go to another one then. And then that'll be it.
Oh, you didn't want to show the fan shot?
I didn't even know he was doing it.
It was too dark, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
There's not much he can do with it.
No, but I like his style. He's always looking at something.
It is nice when you have a videographer who cares.
He loves it. He loves it. He's good at it. Yeah, except we went to break right before you did that. Oh yeah. Oh look at a cord. A good videographer would never do something like that, would they?
It's not a true interview unless there's a cord in the shot.
All right, we're coming back here.
We're going to have the second half of action in 1:30 from now. It's the Hubs against the St. Patrick Shamrocks. By the way, the text line's still open, 330-957-7653, your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory. And partner, if tomorrow's game is anything like this, it's going to be a fun weekend of football for us.
These high school games are so much fun to watch. There's all the pomp and the circumstance. Got a whole student section over there jumping up and down, maybe a little bit before the national anthem finished. And then you got, just the whole stands are all full. It's pretty hard to find too many empty seats here.
Tomorrow night we're in Chicago. St. Ignatius College Prep trying to go to their first ever quarterfinals against Crete Moni. Meanwhile, St. Patrick looking to go to the quarterfinals. They're 24 minutes away, but they got to hold the Rochelle offense to no more points given up. Jermaine Young will take the kickoff.
He's got a good boot. Probably down to about the 15-yard line if he gets all of it.
Jermaine's kick. It's going to be short. Picked up at the 15. Here comes the Rochelle kick return team. Humongous hit. What a hit that was. And it was delivered by number 88, the big boy, Owen Lyons.
Rochelle will be taking over on the 30-yard line, the 29-yard line.
You know, you don't see a tight end on special teams very often, Bob, but keep Owen Lyons on special teams, that's for sure. Five seconds have passed in this third quarter. 14-7 game. Rochelle with the ball. The wing T formation. That's not going anywhere.
Right up the middle of nowhere.
They try to run it to Cody Stover-Cullum. And Stover-Cullum was stuffed.
But Rochelle shouldn't be so afraid to pass maybe and play action.
I don't know, Bob. It's been so hit or miss right tonight with Lloyd. I feel if you pass it again, it's going to be a pick six.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, we've seen wobbly passes. We've seen some good passes, but a couple of wobbly passes that should have been picked too.
Well, what we do say is if he is going to pass, it needs to be short. But back in there, looks like a wishbone here, right?
2nd and 9, the wishbone. They run it out to the left. Look at that stiff arm. But an even better tackle. Drives through the stiff arm and delivers the hit, delivered by Fuller.
Well, you nailed it. That was even a better tackle. I thought that stiff arm was going to make him land on the ground and kept going on the run, but nope, stiff arm to the ground and tackled him. Real nice tackle, open field there. You know, he doesn't make that tackle. You get a little bit more edge. There was nobody behind, nobody in the way to stop that touchdown.
Would that tackle have worked on Derrick Henry's stiff arm, or do you just get out of the way and give him the touchdown?
I can beg off and say Henry is still injured and not answer that question, right?
3rd and 7. One in motion for the Hubs. A little pitch play. He's got some blockers, and he gets a first down.
Good run.
Right on the pitch, the number
We talked about it in halftime, partner. If they score on this drive, it's got to be in the mind of Coach Kissack. Do I go for 2 or do I kick the extra point? To have the lead on the road, I think would give your team that extra umph of confidence and momentum going into the next drive on defense.
Well, we talked about that. If they score in the third quarter, I don't think they'll go for 2. And we don't know what the coach is thinking or what they have in their playbook for that.
Gonna run it again that time. It was to Trey Taft. You got to give credit to this Rochelle team, partner. You look at the running backs on their roster. Taft's only 150 pounds. You got Gensler only 175, and here they are, close to an appearance in the quarterfinals.
Stop them here.
Meanwhile, St. Patrick's got great size. You got Jermaine Young, 235 pounds, 220 for Goborowski. A lot of size and strength for the Shamrocks, but the Hubs are staying in there. 2nd and 6. Another pitch play out to the right. It's been working a lot for Rochelle tonight.
That's what we expected. I at least expected to see a lot of run right, then run left. Run to the long side of the field. So this next play I would expect to be a run left. Keep the chains moving, of course. Get 6 yards every time you get a sweep. It's real hard to stop you if you're able to successfully do that. Right now, Rochelle's doing a great job in this opening drive.
Do you consider blitzing the defensive backs now that they're pitching in a couple of times?
Again, with Rochelle, you just run blitz almost the whole game. You know, one-on-one man coverage downfield. You don't have to almost cover them that tight if it's downfield either.
Ethan Wells, the only guy with a touchdown tonight. There's a 5-yard touchdown reception. He's back in the game.
What a great game.
The middle.
Right up the gut, right? Great game.
Quarterback dive, gain of 7.
4 down territory, you're thinking 3 points as well.
I'm never going to kick a field goal in this game.
It's a good night for kickers, though. Not a lot of wind resistance.
Yeah, I suppose if it's, 14-13, you're at the 15-yard line, maybe you'd think about it.
You need those 3 points, though, for your fantasy team.
Yeah, it's a good thing they don't allow Vegas betting on high school games.
At least that we know about.
Yeah, right. We'd have a few more Pete Roses.
2nd and 3. Run it up the gut. It's going to be a first down for the Hubs. That time they run it to Cody Stover-Cullum.
Fullback dive brings a Rochelle first down. Ball will be at the Rochelle 30-yard line.
It's gut check time for St. Pat's D. Just hold them out of the end zone. Man, that touchdown was so big for Rochelle at the end of the first half.
It changed the complexion of the game entirely. You're down by 2 touchdowns and you're shut out. That's not good. You're here, you're down by a score, and you have the ball.
The wing tee again. Fullback dive. Ball's loose. St. Pat's has it. Wait, they lost it. Oh my goodness, who got it? So he hit it, and then he just couldn't recover. He was all the way around the ball. He just couldn't fully recover it. Then finally, there were a couple of St. Pat's teammates to get around that ball.
Yeah, the bouncy turf.
What a backbreaker for Rochelle. It looked like they were going to score and then a fumble.
Although it was a backbreaker, no doubt about it, though, they have to give game confidence. They're moving downfield. What would you say? Unabated, just about. A little steep, but this would look like.
Jermaine Young, quarterback sneak, takes his time.
Gang tackled.
Jermaine Young on the carry.
At this point, partner, I know it would seem kind of cliched and easy to defend. I think you just run it with Goborowski until they prove they can stop it. Every play almost.
Well, until they can stop it is the key. But did they stop it, or did just he get loose for 2 long gains?
I don't think so. I mean,
so they got the yards every time they got it.
There were a couple of short yardage, but I mean, that's going to happen in any game. 2nd and 10. Jermaine Young, clean pocket. Steps into his throw. And what a catch! Comes back for the ball. He's going to be dragged out of bounds in the 45-yard line. Great job staying with the play by Isai Cecino.
what we also like about that play is St. Pat is showing some versatility on offense.
That is a Shamrock first down.
Yeah, they're going to bring in the big number 95, Kevin Ward. He's listed as an offensive lineman, but they might put him in motion. 1st and 10. That was a huge throw by Jermaine Young. Even better
good
catch.
Defense on that play, too. It was just a well-placed ball. Here's what you wanted.
Just even when he gains 2 yards.
That's a tough tackle.
Yeah.
Bobrowski on the carry, picked up 3 yards.
And you hate to see it. Injury on the field. We'll get a number after the commercial break. You're watching the Shamrocks against the Hubs here on SBS. What?
We are in a commercial.
Yep. So did he just drop? So did he just drop the ball on the fumble?
I didn't see it get stripped away. But it went flying, too. Oh, that makes sense. It got... Yeah, I didn't see it. I was probably changing the yardage marker or something. Okay, we're coming back. Long injury. Okay, we are back now.
Still on the field. We're still waiting on a number.
Yeah, he's been on the field and hasn't moved. We took a 45-second break there, and he still hasn't moved. There he gets up. Should be cheering now.
Good round of applause.
The one thing that sucks about football is injuries. Landon Mickley. Try tackling this guy,
Oh,
6'6".
look how slowly he's walking off the field.
The good news is, partner, he's putting some pressure on that knee, but you would think if it was a torn ACL, he couldn't put any pressure on it.
Well, you know, I'm usually pretty good at telling you what the injury is if I see it happen. The problem here with him, I did not see it happen, so I can't comment. Ankle, knee, just doesn't look like it's a head injury. There, he's walking a little bit more gingerly now. We'll see if he goes back in the game later.
If it was a meniscus or an ACL, you would assume they would bring the card out, so might be an ankle.
He was down for a long time to determine ankle, though.
Either way, it looks like that 79 will not be back, and that is a huge blow to the Hubs. He's 6'6", 350 pounds. But partner, no matter what, even if he was in the game, they got to find a way to pass the football to win tonight. Jermaine Young, quarterback keeper, right up the middle. Gets through the first line of defense. Stutter step move. Fumble. Who got it? The Hubs say they have it. Waiting for the signal.
It might be down by contact.
No matter what,
there's no signal yet.
It's going to be St. Patrick ball, regardless if he was down or a recovery by St. Pat's. One of the few mistakes that Jermaine Young has made tonight. You just got to hold on to that ball.
Well, they went right up the gut where the injury occurred, so the sub is going to have to stop that play going forward. Otherwise, St. Pat can run right up the middle again.
Nobody else on this team is at least 300 pounds. Mickley is 350. That's a huge guy in the defensive line. They're going to miss him. That is for sure. Goborowski again.
Yeah, Goborowski might just have got a few more open lanes now, as if he needed some.
Alfano with the tackle. If he's healthy, partner, St. Pat's is going to have a chance in all of these playoff games. You know, we saw it with Derrick Henry. Almost single-handedly carried them to the AFC Championship game. And Goborowski, I'm not going to say he's Derrick Henry, but maybe the high school version of Derrick Henry.
Yeah, the high school version is still a very favorable comparison. He'll take it.
He's just carrying him right now. Jermaine Young's played some good football as well. 2nd and 3, Govorowski again. There it goes. Touchdown, Govorowski. And they attack the D tackle. A couple of plays after Landon Mickley went down. Govorowski with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And partner, they want to use Jermaine Young. They want to use Mikey Brosnan. But they don't have to because 44 is just unbeatable right now.
Well, I have a feeling that injury on the defensive line is larger than we think. Not meant to be any kind of a pun. That was a big man that went out of there.
Steelhammer will kick once again. Good snap, good kick. And it's a 2-score lead for St. Pat's. 21-7 here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
That went quick after that injury occurred. So I bet 100% because of him.
I don't blame Guerrera. I mean, you got to win this game. You feel bad for them having an injury, but we are attacking that D tackle, and we're going to go for the throw.
Right. They made the right calls. All 3 plays were right up the gut where the injury occurred. What was his name, the injured guy?
Mickley.
Mickley, all right.
Yeah, Mickley.
Oh. Mickley, okay.
Yeah, we got time. You don't have to fade it.
Last call on our split the pot.
Split the pot.
Please support our
fade it,
dance
damn it.
teams.
Oh, you got time.
Down by the dance and cheer. And then we will
21-7, final call for the text line, 330-957-7653. Win or lose, partner, I think it's safe to say who we're going to have in the post-game show for St. Patrick. Kickoff by Young. It's to the 7-yard line. Here come the Hubs. Past the 15, past the 25. And then finally the defense is there by St. Patrick.
Keith Hoffman on the tackle.
Yeah, Young got excited. He kicked the ball further than the 15.
Rochelle Hubs will take over at the 25-yard line.
So when you want to kick it further, it's after he scores a touchdown. Or after his team scores a touchdown, you should say. And St. Patrick did a great job running up the gut 3 times right where Mickley was. You hate the injury, like you said, but with him out of there, it's going to be tougher to stop St. Pat.
Tackled in the backfield by the St. Pat Shamrocks.
Which rejuvenated the defense as well. We're back to Rochelle. You hate to pin any drive how important it is, but Rochelle's got to be able to answer. Midway through the 3rd, can't wait too long, especially with running offenses that can move the chains. The clock runs fast in these games.
Another crazy thought for head coach Kyle Kissack. If you score a touchdown or a field goal here, do you consider an onside kick because you just cannot stop Govorowski tonight?
Well, I think you have to say you can stop him and you kick it deep, but that's a great question.
2nd and 12, Govorowski to start tonight's game, another false start.
I mean, if you really can't stop him, you're not going to win anyway, whether they get the ball to 10 or the 50.
You could give Govorowski a $100 bill to take a knee on every play.
Yeah, you think that would be enough?
I'm pretty sure he'd like more than $100. He wants to go to the state quarterfinals.
You got to remember, we're still doing high school games, right?
What a player at 44 is. And let's give credit to the rest of the St. Pat's team. If they really needed to, they've gotten plays from Jermaine Young and Mikey Brosnan and their tight ends and Owen Lyons and Asai Cicino, but they haven't had to use them that much because Govorowski's been so dominant.
Yeah, you don't feel like St. Pat is a one-dimensional team. It's kind of almost looking that way today. When we've seen St. Pat's play in the past, Young was a lot more dominant. It's just one of those things where the matchup is good, and now even better without Mickley in the line.
Intended for Nate Burden on the...
That's how good Mickley was. You thought that Govorowski was dominant with Mickley in the lineup. You take him out, and it was just smooth sailing for the touchdown.
Just 3 plays later, right up the gut, right?
Brings up a 3rd and 17.
Then the question becomes, is he that good? Which college is he going to play at?
I think he's going to get a couple of offers. 6'5", 350 pounds.
Big guy.
Bad snap. Wow, look at that by Lloyd to pick it up. Screen pass, and they'll get to the original line of scrimmage, actually a couple of yards after it. 4th down. You have to kick. I know you don't want to, but you got to kick here.
Yeah, you do have to kick, no doubt.
You also got to send a message to your defense. We trust you. Get a stop.
Well, you can't make here on your own end. At your own end, it's still not late enough in the game for that. Here's that formation where it looks like they're going for it.
Wouldn't that be awesome if the Bears use this formation? Be something else.
I kind of like it. It gives you the option. Forces different players on the other team to be on the field.
It would definitely make punts a lot more exciting. I don't know if the concession stand at Soldier Field would like it too much because, you know, every time there's a punt, that's when you go to the concession stand to get a pretzel. But if the Bears did that every play, you don't know if they're going to punt or if they're going to go for it. That punt was kicked out of bounds. Ball at the 47-yard line. I don't know about you, partner, but I really like the St. Pat's team.
I do too. The question is, how far can they go? I mean, they are, you know, call it what you want, 13th seed, even though they're a much highly, underrated at seed 13, I guess you'd say.
Just some tough teams they had to play against this year.
Yeah, it's just a mathematical process they use for seeding. I don't like it. They need a committee to seed it properly.
But there are some people that argue, hey, Cincinnati's undefeated. They should be ranked number 2 in the nation.
Yeah, you know, I see their argument. I'm not on that page. They're in a weaker conference, but they are a strong team.
Look at this. Jermaine Young right up the middle. Jermaine Young still hasn't been tackled. Jermaine Young spin move. Past the 25, first and 10 for the Shamrocks. And the fans can smell a potential appearance in the state quarterfinals.
Running for 27 yards
Well,
on
the
the
difficulty behind this also is that Rochelle hasn't been able to stop St. Pat at all since the injury.
If you're Coach Guerrero, you think it's 7, or do you want 3 to put this game away as a 3-score game?
No, again, we're playing video game football. 7.
Kicker's optional. Trips to the left, one in the backfield. Takes his time.
We got to be careful with that. Somebody's going to dub us the video game football announcers.
Trevor Wozni on the carry.
I mean, it has been that, though. Punts are optional.
Absolutely.
The only time the Hubs punt is when they're, you know, deep inside their own territory, inside the 30.
Yeah, we're probably the first pair announcing that have dubbed it video game football. But that's exactly what happens in high school games. Nobody kicks field goals, and the good teams, they try to make on 4th down. They're going for 7. Nobody's kicking field goals, or at least I don't see it.
Madden play calling.
Covering. What's that?
Madden play calling.
Yeah, exactly.
2nd and 10. Whatever you do, do not fumble the football. You're going to split the wide receivers. Jermaine Young takes the snap. Stutter step move. Gomorowski again.
Alex Gomorowski with the carry down to the 6-yard line. We have the flag on the play.
Oh, no.
Preliminary signal is a hold against the Shamrocks.
What a break for Rochelle.
Well, you said that right. But at this point in time, even if they can't stop them, all the breaks in the world aren't going to fix anything. Holding.
Another thing that Coach Guerrero's got to think about, partner, let's say St. Pat scores on this touchdown and starts to get away from Rochelle. Do you save Alex Gomorowski for next week, or do you try to pound it in to make it 35-7 and really eliminate any doubt you're going to win the football game?
Yeah, I don't think they would take him out until the game is really, really out of hand. If it gets there, I think they'll leave him in.
2nd and 18, shotgun formation. Gomorowski again. Jeez, just look at those legs popping. My goodness. 11-yard gain. What was that, at least 5 yards after the initial contact?
Yeah, at least. Finally somebody jumped on the whole pile. But to your point, though, you do got to be a little bit careful. You don't need an injury.
Yeah, but you can't think about that as a head coach. But I think if it became 28-7, you would take him out of the game because you don't want to show as many looks to the opposing team you're going to play.
That might be a thought, or use different players wide, or let Young run more.
3rd and 8. Jermaine Young, quarterback keeper, right up the middle, takes his time, and finally brought down inside the 15.
pretty darn close to the first. They might give it to him. 4th and inches.
Yeah, go for it.
What
do you think, partner? Do you go for it, or do you try to draw him offside with the snap count and then call a timeout?
Nah, you punch it in. You got to go right up the middle. Use what's been working the whole game. Go right up the middle. And of course, Young got a quarterback sneak earlier. That might be the call to make this time.
Lucky guess who's getting the ball. Is it 88 divided by 2?
That's kind of a different math.
Jermaine Young taking his time. Almost mishandled the snap, but he gets the first down. I mean, look, they have a chance to go to the quarterfinals, and they just haven't beat teams, partner. We're talking 44-14, and now they have a chance to make it 28-7. This is pretty darn impressive.
It is. Other teams have to be a little bit fearful if St. Pat's moves on to the next round.
Shamrocks will start the 4th quarter on the 11-yard line.
That'll do it for the 3rd quarter. And the 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks at the opposing team's 11 when we come back here on Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. So they actually went 4-0 in their conference, St. Patrick did.
1st and 10 at the 11.
And just reset it. And they set it to 12-minute quarter. Got 1st and goal.
Oh yeah, that won't work, right? We laughed one time in a meeting. Oh wait, never mind. Okay, ready?
1st and 10 at the 11. Can't beat this song, partner. Hey, baby. Always got to play it at sporting events. Only chance Rochelle seemingly has now is a fumbled snap, as Goborowski's been unstoppable tonight. Quarterback sneak, out to the left goes Young. And he'll get past the line of scrimmage, but not much more after that.
Jermaine Young on the keep. Picks up 3 yards.
Are you going for it on 4th down? Or are you taking the 3 to put the game away as a 3-score game?
Yeah, no 3. Touchdown all the way.
Even if it's 4th and goal at the 7?
2nd and 7.
I would go for it. I think that's what we'll see St. Pat's do.
2nd and 10. Sorry, 2nd and 7 at the 8, because it was 1st and 10 at the 11.
I don't see any field goals in the future here. Of course, I didn't bring my crystal ball this time.
2nd and 7, Goborowski in the backfield. He has just been absolutely fantastic tonight. Goborowski again. Even when he loses yards, partner, it takes 3 people to bring him down for the final tackle.
Yeah, the initial contact was behind the line of scrimmage. It was excellent defense that time. Rochelle shot the gaps, got to the ball carrier right after the handoff.
Brings up a 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9, ball at the 10. You know what, I don't know what these coaches want to do anymore when it comes to 4th down anymore. Me personally, I would do a safe play call, maybe a slant out to the sideline, get some extra yardage for the field goal, but
well, I think Young will drop back to pass, but to your point, now you're far enough away that a touchdown probably, on 4th down is a lot to expect. The kicker does have range from here. Let's see what they do on this play.
Fake the jet sweep. Young's not going to get much.
Well, this is going to tell you the answer. Looks like a field goal unit coming in.
Carry, picked up 2.
And I think this is the right decision.
Yeah.
Brings up a 4th and
now
8.
in high school, there's nothing as a guarantee when it comes to special teams.
But the video game football is turned off.
We're turning off Madden. We're going back to regular play calls.
This is a normal football game now. We're kicking the field goal.
Field goal makes it a 3-possession lead.
Which is exactly why you do it.
4th and 7. Good snap, good hold. The kick, it's good.
The kick is
Oh man, he missed.
good.
At the last second, the wind took it,
Rochelle will take over on the 11-yard
and
line.
he's short. You don't see that often on a kick like that, less than 30 yards. What a break for
We will have
Rochelle.
our drawing for the split the pot.
It keeps him alive for now.
The winner
Yeah, that
will
was a
take
big stop. No matter how they stopped them.
$340.
Now they're still only down 2, but they are in the fourth quarter. 9:34.
They used the voodoo magic to stop that ball from going through the uprights.
188402.
Look out.
Look out!
Oh, one man to beat.
Almost.
AJ Summers on the stop.
Close, but no cigar.
A 12-yard carry for a Rochelle first down.
Do you think about going no huddle, or do you just stick with your normal offense here?
Well, I was encouraged at the end of the second half. They had a passing attack with the 2-minute warning. But I think it's still a story going offense. I think you have to go with what you practice. And I don't think a lot of high school teams practice no huddle stuff that much.
Joey Thornton and Alex Kowarowski on the stop. 2nd and 9.
So far they're huddling.
If you're wondering, Armenta led St. Patrick's in tackles this year with 43. They run it up the gut again. Time running out for Rochelle. No choice but to go for 7.
Callum on the carry. Picked up 2. Brings up a 3rd and 6.
Now, on defense for St. Pat's, do you want to be aggressive? One tackle, the other guy tries to punch that ball out, or do you just want to be conservative on defense right here?
I think you just got to stop the guy. Turnover would be great as they're pitching the ball. You don't go for the football on the tackle. You go for the body. You stop that guy.
Nick Armenta on the tackle.
You wrap up the ball carrier.
4th down, seemingly the last chance for Rochelle. Really, the game looked like it was over, and a 1/4 of an inch did not go through the uprights. Possibly Rochelle's last chance to advance to the quarterfinals. And they got it.
That was a tough, hard-earned first down, but right up the gut.
On the carry, picked up a first down.
And that's why it seems like St. Patrick has earned the score that it is right now. They're up 21-7 because they've just dominated the line of scrimmage better than Rochelle.
They have, but that was a missed field goal that really could come back and haunt them.
Yeah, maybe. But Rochelle's offense, it takes them so long to score, they almost have to go for an onside kick after scoring, assuming they can score here. 2-yard gain.
Jaden Griffin on the tackle.
By the way, that game last night between the Jets and the Colts,
Gain of 3.
that got a little nerve-wracking for the Colts.
I have to tell you, I turned it off after the 3rd quarter.
Just
I
like
ended
this.
up watching a Netflix movie.
Then it was like 1st and goal at the 10, and finally they deflected the pass from Josh Johnson. But it was getting kind of interesting. Final score 45-30. Pitch it out to the right.
I like this Rochelle team, though. They are just absolutely doing their best. Nobody's giving up. They believe they can still win it. They're down 2 scores, 6:51 to go.
They're trying to win their 8th consecutive games to go into the round of 8. I can't call it the Elite 8 because I always think of the Elite 8 being the NCAA tournament. So I call it the round of 8. Good job, tackle behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to give the tackle to Anthony Calley.
Another potential almost game-ending play here. 4-3. Just to keep the game exciting for no other reason.
Well, everybody but the St. Patrick fans wanted to score and get a first down.
Exactly.
St. Pat fans want a fumble and possibly a strip 6. Fullback dive, didn't get it.
It looks like they're marking it short. This is high school football.
If he gets the first down, it's the friendliest spot in the history of high school football.
I think he's going to get it.
Oh my goodness.
They need instant replay on the mark. I think it should have been short, but they're going to get a favorable mark. Got an injured player down. And then we call it first down.
Injured Shamrock.
Now, to be fair, there was a second effort on that play where he spun around and got, maybe an extra couple of feet when he fell.
From what I saw, Parker, it looked like he was at least a half-yard short, not a full yard.
Yeah, this is a very, very, very favorable mark. Now, if this were the NFL, there'd be a red flag somewhere.
All right, this is going to be our
If this were the NFL, Matt Nagy would take a timeout, even though he doesn't have to call a timeout, and then throw the challenge flag.
Yes, that's how he would do it. Well, I'm going to put in 1st and 10 in here. Because somebody's got the ball 1st and 10.
I like the way you think, Bob. Scanio was the injured St. Pat's player.
So now it's just a matter of who gets the possession arrow next.
They are finally going to measure. You don't see measurements a lot at the high school level.
I think that's one of the reasons they just give him the first down. This is a very favorable mark.
Yeah, he didn't get it. Well, no, I thought they already measured. Now they finally do it. Because I thought he did the short sign, but I guess it was.
It's going to be within inches. The favorable mark gets another time. Even though the home fans here are not happy about that mark, it makes it a very much more exciting finish. 5:54. Rochelle doesn't move the ball quickly down the field. They got to score twice now in this 5:54. To your point, we got into that onside kick territory.
Bob, I won. 4:02. I won.
Wow, what a break for Rochelle.
It was.
There they go, throwing it over the middle, and they get it over to 57. He's not on the roster.
Pass complete to number 37, Aiden Darby. We have a winner. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
That was our winner. We got
Somebody right next to us won the pot. How much was in the pot?
They throw it over to the left. Out of the hands that time.
pass falls complete.
As they try to get it complete over to the wide receiver, Tanner Lager.
Lions with pressure on the play.
2nd and 10 coming up for the Hubs.
Brings up a 2nd and 10.
So a very nice St. Pat's fund won the $340 in the pot and gave some back to the dance team. Well done. With a police flag on his hoodie.
All right, stop him!
2nd and 10 coming up for Rochelle. The problem is, partner, field goal does not help them one bit.
No, they can't do that. Well, Rochelle's doing a great job. That could be a little bit of a late. Let it go.
DJ Summers on the stop.
Yeah, almost like a late hit after the tackle was finally done. But, you know, St. Pat's, they're doing a good job, Bob, because they're forcing Rochelle to run the ball and run clock.
That's exactly right. And then if you get the ball back on the onside kick, game's over.
You would think. Now, if they can score in the next 2 minutes, they have time to get some stops. And these are the problems that Rochelle is going to run into if they somehow win this game. You go against these tough teams with stout defensive lines. When it takes you so long to score, it creates such a perfect football mentality for your defense. We can't make any mistakes, and our offense just can't score quickly enough. Jet sweep out to the right. Breaks through a tackle into the red zone. Close to the 3-yard line. Garrett Gensler on the carry. They'll stop the clock at 4:28. And how big was that spot looking right now? Clock runs again. 4:20 remaining. Falling down as he
Touchdown?
as he gave the ball out to 34 and Cody Stover-Colum. That was almost a disaster for the Hubs as Lloyd fell down, but he somehow got the ball to his ball carrier. And the tailback in Stover-Colum is able to score. You've got 3 timeouts, but Rochelle, I think you got no choice but to do the onside kick after
they'll
this PAT.
probably, you're right. So they need 3 and out no matter where the ball ends up on the field. In high school, it would be more of an adventure. Did you make it?
You got it.
There you go.
So the kick is good by the offensive lineman, Marco Castro. We'll take a 15-second break. You're watching the Hubs against the Shamrocks here on SBS. Eric, was that a first down? The first down, was that actually a first or was he short? He did. Oh, he did? Okay. Here we go. 4:15 remaining in the game. We're going to watch that instant replay, partner, but we talked it over with our executive producer and videographer, Eric Ratchey. He said the spot was right. 1st and 10 for Rochelle, and that was big. The drive was alive, and they ended up scoring the touchdown.
Well, you got to replay it and see, but we've got a perfect view. The first down was at the 45-yard line, and guess where we're at the 45-yard line, us and the camera. So we have a perfect view of that. Personally, I think it was easily down by contact and short, but this is high school football. They gave them the break. Now they get a touchdown, and it's just a 1-score game. We're going to get to see probably get to see an onside kick. And then the question is going to be, can St. Pat run the clock to the end of the game? All 3 timeouts for both teams.
The good news is you've got 44. That's the right man to have in the backfield to run out the clock.
Yeah, if you can't stop him, that injury. Mickley, man, that was a huge injury. And that changed the whole game.
So you think it's going to be a normal onside kick or possibly a squib kick up the middle?
Yeah, no, I'm going to put my money on a short onside kick. There's only 5 guys up there at the 50-yard line.
Hans team seems to be in back of the original team.
Here it goes, short kick.
And St. Pat's gets it. Good job with the hands there. Time by Wozni.
Okay, but the fun thing about this, it doesn't matter where St. Pat gets the ball, whether it's at the 15-yard line or at the 48-yard line. The question is, can they hold on to the end of the game, or will Rochelle get one more chance down 7?
And we're going to find out in 4 minutes and 12 seconds from now if you can stop Goborowski. Good luck. I just don't see it happening.
Well, talk about run blitz. Stop him. He's your focal point. Of course, Young is a good runner as well.
High snap. Goborowski up the middle. Lowers his head. He gets a couple.
Young carried that one.
Are you surprised the Hubs didn't call an immediate timeout there?
Yeah, no, I mean, they're going to have to pick their spots in those 3 timeouts because they're going to need them if they get the ball, too. The 2nd and 6, let's see, Young up the middle, Young left, Young right.
It's 2nd and 63 according to the Jumbotron.
Good thing we're not using optical character recognition this time.
There we go, 2nd and 6. That would be the worst snap ever if it was 2nd and 63.
Right.
One in the backfield, trips to the left. St. Pat's looking to go to the quarterfinals.
Using a lot of the clock. Well done.
Goborowski. Man, oh man. 1st and 10 and 1. So the old adage in baseball is you tip your cap. In football, do you tip your helmet to 44?
He deserves that. He's earned that right.
St. Patrick ball on the 28-yard line brings up a 1st and 10.
Now, if you're Rochelle, you're going to have to call timeouts after these runs. You're just running out of the clock. And even if you get the ball, I don't know how they can score 70 yards later.
All you got to do if you're St. Pat's, do not fumble the football.
Right, or a high snap or something.
Right up the gut again. Goborowski. Stutter step move. More yards after contact. If you're Rochelle, do you even bother to try to make the tackle? You're just trying to punch that ball out now.
Well, you still got to try to tackle him. But, you know, you start thinking, let's see, you need the ball back twice. Maybe if you let him go in the end zone.
No, I don't think you can. You just don't have enough of a passing attack.
Right. Got to score twice. Right now, at this point in time, the clock is running, and there is no stopping them.
It sure is an advantage when you have a running back like Alex Goborowski in your backfield.
An advantage, is that an understatement? You just flat out have a good team, right?
Makes a good team a great one and a great team a fantastic one. It's been a team effort tonight, but Goborowski, what a game. There he is again. Even 2 yards, it takes 3 guys to bring him down.
Well, and from St. Pat's perspective, they have to like it in a way because the clock is running. Now it stops.
Picked up 3. Rochelle calls timeout.
You got to go through this process. You know, run, don't make a first, call timeout.
Now the good news for Rochelle is if you can somehow force them to a 4th down, that field goal team looked a little shaky their last attempt. This game actually should be over because they missed that field goal to make it 24-7.
Yeah, I think if I were St. Pat, 0 chance of me kicking a field goal here. I'd be too afraid of a weird snap and anything can happen.
Do you have to consider kicking the field goal, though, to have some confidence going into your next playoff game?
I think at this point in time, with only a minute and 54, whether they're ahead by 7 or 10 doesn't matter, so they won't kick.
Is this your favorite Neil Diamond song? Or
Sweet Caroline?
Yeah.
You hear it all the time. Every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on Larry Lujak's show when I was growing up.
Who's Larry Lujak?
Yeah, you're right. The DJ in the morning. Well, what can you say?
What radio station was that?
What would that be? Not WOS. CFL 1000. I forget now. I don't think AM 310 was it. Maybe in a different area. WCFL 1000 is what I remember, but I might have some dementia on that one.
2nd and 7. Gorborowski's in the backfield. What else is new? They fake it to him. Jermaine Young up the middle. Still hasn't been brought down. Close to the 1st down. What a nice play called by Guerrera. Everybody in the building thought that 44 was getting the ball. You fake it to him and you go up the middle with your quarterback.
Rochelle timeout on the field.
Rochelle will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the Shamrocks against the Hubs here on SBS.
You're on autopilot with timeouts. Okay, it's going to be 15 seconds.
Yeah, bring it back. Let it go black and then do it. 21-14, 3rd and short. Well, partner, Rochelle could have given up when it was 14-0. They made a game out of it. They made it exciting, but 44 stole the show tonight for St. Patrick.
Well, you can't say it's over yet, and Rochelle is giving it everything they got. With 1 yard to go, if they can somehow cut through the blocker and tackle him in the background, they're going to have to do that in the backfield, but they're going to have to do that twice in a row. Then go, 95 yards all the way down to score a game-time touchdown? It's not high odds, but you know, there's a part of me that says Rochelle's also, and I'm not going to say happy, but maybe fortunate. They're only down to 1 score. Now, go back to our predictions for a second, right? So what was the halftime prediction, revised halftime prediction?
I stuck with my prediction, 28-21. I was pretty close. Could become 28-14. Quarterback sneak again, Jermaine Young.
Anywhere.
You have to think after they gave Rochelle that friendly spot, they got to give Jermaine this spot. Fair is fair, right?
Yeah, right.
But then again, Shakespeare taught us fair is foul and foul is fair.
Well, the objective me wants to see another stop and Rochelle have that shot.
First and 10 for the Shamrocks. And if they want, they can go into victory formation. Rochelle's going to call their final timeout.
Rochelle has called their final timeout.
As we'll stick with the action.
Yeah, it's going to have to be one of those victory formations, game's over kind of thing. Wow, I didn't think he made the first down, not from this angle at least. Oh, that's not as much fun.
Are you that guy at Buffalo Wild Wings that's like always rooting for every game to go into overtime?
No, but I'm the guy that watches the Buffalo Wild Wings commercials. I love to hear that Bob Maneri guy's voice. For those of you who don't know him, check him out on YouTube.
Is he the guy that says wings, beer, sports, or is that another guy?
No, I think that's the guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's got quite a following on YouTube. Funny stuff, sports clips.
So you can't get much better than that slogan. Wings, beer, sports.
Yeah, it's an effective commercial for sure. Well, I guess we're not going to get a 28-14 win either.
No. We're not.
But you had the margin. You had, what, 28-21, 7-point margin? We're going to have to give you the win for getting the score right today.
And it could have been worse. Remember, Goborowski got to the 2-yard line, but it was called back on a hold.
Yeah, to me it was all about that injury at midfield. Mickley?
Yeah.
Mickley? Yeah, oh man.
Here we go, victory formation.
Yeah, I don't think they can stop the clock. They've used our 3 timeouts.
Only chance that Rochelle has is Jermaine to fumble the snap and take it 97 yards for a fumble touchdown.
Yeah, I just would like to have seen Rochelle get one more shot at it down by a touchdown, even if it's a minute to go and the 99 yards to go. It just would have been very much fun to watch.
It's just so hard to win football games when you're passing the football for less than 50 yards a game.
Exactly right. And St. Pat's prepared for a game like this. They play in a tough conference. Not that Rochelle isn't prepared for a game like this, but maybe if they played St. Pat's a couple, 2 or 3 times, it wouldn't always be the same finish.
Of course. Rochelle is from the Kishwaukee River Blue Division. St. Patrick from the Chicago Catholic League, East Suburban Catholic League. The Purple Division, they went 4-0 in that division.
Does St. Pat get a home game next week now?
That's interesting, yeah, because what if the number 1 seed wins? They would have 2 home games and St. Pat's will only have 1. Theoretically speaking, St. Pat should get another home game if you play the number 1 seed. Either way though, we'll either be here at Triton or possibly on the road. We'll find out. But meanwhile, St. Pat's fans have longed to hear it. The Shamrocks are going to the state quarterfinals. Final thoughts, partner, before we go to the post-game show.
Yeah, somebody had to win, and both teams earned it. The St. Pat's came out ahead. They were a little bit more versatile on offense, I think, with the run and pass and Young, and of course the runner up the middle.
We will take a break and try to get post-game interviews for players on both teams. Meanwhile, it's a 21-14 win for St. Patrick here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
All right, we've got 60 seconds here, and then pretty soon we're going to have to just kick off a Gerard thing.
I would run, you've run Gerard a lot. I'd probably run Kirby Puckett.
Baseball? No.
You've run it so many times.
I know, but I mean, baseball?
Just run it.
All right. We'll just put Matt Holliday so you have more time.
All right.
Because we're going to have to get an interview. Get my cameras out there, hopefully charging.
A quick announcement about our placement exam. Current 8th graders and parents, the Catholic School Placement Exam is Saturday, December 4th. Pre-registration opens on Saturday, November 13th. Friendly no admissions team. Awesome game, Shamrocks.
See what trivia night is. Maybe they can do. That's how far we got to travel. Right, exactly. Oh, I don't know the stakes of the game yet.
Thanks again to all of our alumni, family,